Something tells me that we're going to have a bit of fun today on the Motoring Chronicle of this article. When I got sent this one, I definitely had a little chuckle to myself. The title of this article is "As many as 1 in 6 British motorists admit they are terrible drivers according to a new study." I mean, personally, in my experience, it's more like 3 out of 6, but let's have a look. Let's have a look at this survey. Let's have a look at the article here. Full article, as always, on the motoringchronicle.com, guys. If you want to check it out, please do. Researchers from Isuzu UK polled the nation's motorists and discovered that almost 1 in 6, 15%, admit they are a terrible driver, while a shocking 4% admit they are actually a danger on the roads. Wow. Again, higher than 4%. That's a good 10% at least for me. But the worst drivers by car are from Cardiff, 35%, London, 33%, and Liverpool, 31%, with the highest number admitting they are bad behind the wheel. In contrast, drivers from Stoke-on-Trent consider themselves to be the safest, as no one there thinks they are a bad driver. Nobody. Stoke, why are you lying? Why you lie? That's not true. That can't be. I've never been to Stoke. I've heard it's not the nicest place, but I can imagine there are 1 or 2 bad drivers there. So I think that's a fib. In the words of Father Ted, I think that's a fib. Residents in Nottingham, 2%, Cambridge, 3%, and Edinburgh, 4%, also believe they are among the nation's safest drivers. Too many cars on the road, 36%. Oh yeah. Oh, that's the problem with driving. Other motorists. Oh, there's too many cars on the road. Can people just vacate it, please, for me? Inconsiderate. 2 small parking spaces, 24%. You know what? I'll back people up on this one. Parking spaces in the UK are too small. My dad has a Hyundai SUV and it literally cannot fit into some parking spots. My house is a new house. It's only been built 4 or 5 years ago, and it's got parking out front, and they can barely fit their car into the parking bay. It's ridiculous. It's like, how are the spots so small? And this is a new house as well. It's not like it was built in the 80s when cars were way smaller. Anyway, I'm moaning about it. That is a problem. That is a genuine problem in the UK. Being easily distracted, 20%. Again, that's a you problem. You can't go having a go at people for stuff like that. And small roads, 17%. Yes, absolutely. Roads in the UK are comically small. Again, new estate where I live. There's a little chicane thing and you can't go too wide through there. If you have a van or an SUV coming your way, you have to stop. Otherwise, it's like eye of the needle stuff. It's ridiculous. Along with getting bored behind the wheel, I'll just crash the car. Why not? I'll liven this journey up. 14%. Cars not having blind spot detection, 13%. Again, that's a skill issue. And attention monitoring sensors. Attention monitoring sensors. So people are blaming looking over the stats and stuff and the sensors, being like, oh, I'm being distracted by this. Just over 1 in 10, 12%, blame their car for their bad driving. It's the car that's the problem, guys, not me. While 11% say not having forward collision warning technology is an issue. Oh my god, this is new stuff. How have these people have survived in like the 90s or the noughties? My goodness me. 6% simply hate their vehicle. We're on the rocks, guys. I hate my car. I want a divorce. And say their reversing cameras aren't very good, 3%. Use your mirrors. Use your mirrors. Again, how would these people have survived in the 90s and noughties before these things became standard? How would these people survive if they hadn't had a... Oh my god. You know what this is, right? This is people who live a very privileged lifestyle, who have only ever known a really good car. I've got a good car now, right? I've got a good car, but I had an absolute rubbish box of a car for years. And that teaches you how to drive, because you have nothing. Like the most electronics I had in my car was the radio. There were nothing other than that. That's as far as it went. So that teaches you how to drive, because it's like, it can't get worse than this. But people just get used to technology, and they're blaming the technology for not being there. No, you're a terrible driver. A third, 32%, go a step further and wish their car had all the mod cons to help their driving. Just get better. Just get better. While 36% say that a larger car would make them feel safer when they're behind the wheel, I absolutely disagree with that. A smaller car is way better, because you feel like you're going to hit less. I loved having my smaller car. If my car had all the stuff it had right now and it was small, I would take it in a heartbeat. Even though I've got less storage space and stuff, I loved how small my old car was. It was such a breeze to drive. Having a big car is way tougher to drive in the UK. It's awful. According to the survey commissioned by Isuzu's 5-star Euro NCAP rated D Max range, which has multiple safety systems available across the range as standard, over half, 54%, say they have had an accident because they weren't concentrating. Men admit they're more likely, 61%, to have a prang while they aren't paying attention, compared to women, 47%. In general, men are more dangerous drivers than women, and I've done a full in-depth video about that too. And there's stuff about generations here as well. Again, done some videos about that. This is a very long article, very interesting stuff. Although I will say, the worst drivers in the UK, in my experience, are from West Yorkshire where I live. The drivers around here are absolutely abysmal. So, you know, people having to admit they're a bad driver is one thing, and being a bad driver is another. At least these people are being honest. Apart from those people from Stoke, they're damn liars. So yeah, there we go, guys. Interesting survey, full article on the article as always, guys. Do check it out if you haven't already. And of course, we'll be back very soon with some more motoring content. Hopefully some funny stuff like this. I do love going over these surveys and laughing at them because the results are absolutely comical. But yeah, like, share, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell as well to see much more motoring content right here on themotoringchronicle.com.